But before that हमने देखा था, we had seen a flow chart to see what exactly we do in bioinfo. That is a question, we come up with a question, ठीक है, उसका आंसर ढूंढने के लिए हम लोग रिसर्च करते हैं, फिर हम लोग उसका एक हाइपोथेसिस कंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे जिसमें हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स का हेल्प लेंगे, बायोस्टैटिस्टिक्स का हेल्प लेंगे. We test the hypothesis using an experiment. After that, we will analyze the results and draw the conclusions. Whether my hypothesis is true. If my hypothesis is true, I will conclude my experiment and I will get the answer to my question. Correct. What happens if the hypothesis is false or it is partially true? I will go back to my hypothesis and I will think again whether the hypothesis I have constructed is correct or not. Okay. If the hypothesis is not correct, I will go back and think about my question that I have come up with. Either ways, whatever results I get, I will report my results, because if a question has arisen, I have to report the results, whether it is true or it is false. Correct है या सही गलत है, irrespective of that, I have to report my results because I have spent a lot of time doing all of these other stuff. Okay, so I will definitely report my result for the question that I came up with. then हमने देखा था कि डेटाबेसेस क्या होते हैं and what is the need to generate or create a database, right? So we know that a database is a computerized archive. It could be either on the computer or it could be online. It is used to store and organize all of the data which is generated through a lot of research. ठीक है, बहुत सारा रिसर्च होता है, उससे जो भी डेटा जनरेट होता है उसको मुझे कहीं स्टोर करना है, और I will not just dump it, right? I will organize it in such a way that it is easily retrievable later on. ठीक है, if I'm working on some particular XYZ project, I generate enormous amount of data. I will store the data in my database and I will organize it in such a way that if in the future I need to access the data or go back and see my work, it should be easily retrievable. So it is easily retrievable, इसीलिए मैं उसको organize करती हूँ. That is about what a database is. ठीक है. Okay, and each record that I put is called my entry. So every data record that I put is called my entry. ठीक है. Each will contain a number of fields that will actually hold the data items. Okay, so if I have to retrieve my particular data, I have to put a piece of information which will be called my value, right? So later on, if I want to make a query, right, जो search box में हम query जो हम डालते हैं text, that is nothing but my query. When I put my query, the specific value to that particular record or that particular entry will link and I will get my results. ठीक है, that's how database works. And examples दिए थे. Next, we had seen types of databases. So originally the databases are all using a flat file format. ठीक है, तो उन कैसे रहता है कि जो जितना भी इंफॉर्मेशन उस पर्टिकुलर फाइल में है वो एक ऐसे लॉन्ग टेक्स्ट में रहता है, एंड देयर ऑल सेपरेटेड बाय द डिलिमिटर्स व्हिच आर नथिंग बट योर वर्टिकल बार्स. ओके, बट फ्लैट फाइल फॉर्मेट जो डेटाबेसेस यूज करते हैं, इट इज ओके फॉर यूजिंग इट फॉर स्मॉल डेटाबेसेस. ठीक है, छोटा डेटाबेसेस के लिए ठीक है, because the retrieval of information is very difficult in a flat file format. Okay, and when we talk about genomic databases or genomic research, the amount of data which generates in the genomic research is a lot. Okay, definitely my database will be large. Okay, so I cannot use flat file format. तो क्या use करेंगे हम? ठीक है, there are that system of managing the database, of storing the data, of accessing the data. All this management is done by the database management systems or the DBMS. उसका short form. उसके दो types होते हैं. One is the object oriented database management system and the second is the relational database management systems. ठीक है, तो जो database ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम्स में आता है उसको बोलते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड डेटाबेस. द सेम वे रिलेशनल डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम्स के अंडर जो डेटाबेस आता है वो है तुम्हारा रिलेशनल डेटाबेस. ओके, द टू मेन टाइप्स ऑफ डेटाबेसेस जो बायोलॉजिकल डेटाबेसेस यूज करते हैं. Then we had seen a little bit about relational database management systems में क्या होता है. They are using tables to organize the data. Okay, every table is represented with a relation. tables are made of columns and rows. We all know that. Columns columns में individual fields होते हैं, ठीक है, and every rows have values in the field of the record. तो तुम्हारा वो जो column होता है उसमें individual fields होते हैं, right? And every row will have the value in the field of the record. बराबर? Now, if I have to execute a query in a relational database, the system will select linked data items from different tables and will combine the information into one report. Therefore, specific information can be found more quickly from a relational database than a flat file database. So how it will relate the data from table to table. Okay? But and the programming language for relational database management systems is SQL. That is your structure query language. Okay? I'm not wrong. The sequence query language. ठीक है, मैंने कल बताया था, I don't remember now. Okay, but relational database management systems का जो drawback, कौन है unmute? Okay.
और बोला SQL का लॉन्ग फॉर्म जो था,
हाँ क्या है, you know?
Structural query language.
Right, structural query language. Okay. So, but the drawback in relational database management systems is that it does not describe a hierarchical relationship. मैंने बोला था पढ़ के आने के लिए, पता नहीं कितने लोग पढ़ के आए. What do you mean by hierarchical relationships? Next is your object-oriented database management systems, which are going to store the data as objects. Every object is considered as a unit which combines the data, and whatever mathematical routines will act on that data. तुम्हारा एज एन ऑब्जेक्ट स्टोर किया जाता है, ठीक है. डेटाबेस इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड इन सच अ वे दैट द ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर लिंक्ड बाय सेट ऑफ पॉइंटर्स डिफाइनिंग प्रीडिटरमाइंड रिलेशनशिप्स बिटवीन द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, ठीक है. तो ये जो पॉइंटर्स होते हैं वो दे विल बी नेविगेटिंग टू रिट्रीव माय इंफॉर्मेशन. द प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज फॉर ODBMS is C++. Okay, so these are the two pictures. The one on the left shows you the relational database कैसे दिखता है, and the one on the right is your object oriented database, ठीक है, and the one on the top is your flat file format. तो जो भी information है, it is all in one long text in flat file format. But when you talk about a relational database, it is so nicely organized in tables. Okay, and better than that is in the object format, that is in your object oriented database. Okay, so they all are having pointers and they're all related to each other via these pointers. Okay, what are biological databases? हमने देखा था कि जितना भी biological data होता है, it is stored in the electronic form, ठीक है. All the data is structured, it is searchable, it is updated periodically, and it is cross referenced. ऐसी कोई भी data हम database में नहीं डाल सकते. It needs to be structured in a proper manner. It needs to be cross referenced definitely कि सही है कि नहीं है. And if other people are also working on the same research and have come up with a similar data, and since it's a database, it needs to be updated periodically. Definitely there will be new entries, there will be new research coming up. तो जितना भी data मेरा create होता है, generate होता है, I need to keep updating it in the database. Current biological databases use the three types of database structures. हमने देखा था flat files, relational and object oriented. तो अगर छोटा biological database है, they will use a flat file format, and if it gets larger, they will use relational and object oriented database management systems. Based on the contents also हमने तीन types के देखे थे databases, that is your primary, secondary and your specialized databases. Primary databases में क्या होता है, the data which is stored in the primary database is all original. यहाँ मैंने मेरा research किया, जो data generate हुआ, I submitted in the primary database, ठीक है. It could be either structures or it could be sequences. If you talk about DNA, RNA, amino acids, वहाँ sequences आएंगे, and if you talk about structures, protein structures है, DNA, RNA के भी structures होते हैं, तो वो जो भी data मेरे पास generate होगा, I will put it in the primary database. Okay, examples are GenBank and PDB. Okay, सेकेंडरी डेटाबेसेस में क्या होता है, जो प्राइमरी डेटाबेस में जो डेटा होता है उसको वो लोग एनोट करेंगे और दे विल मैन्युअली मेक चेंजेस इनटू इट, और ऑटोमेटेड चेंजेस होते हैं, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल एनोटेट कर दिया है ना, कुछ पर्टिकुलर ये दे दिया, क्या बोलता है, कमेंट दे दिया, या उसके फंक्शंस के बारे में डिटेल में बता दिया. तो ऑल दोस थिंग्स आर डन to the information present in the primary database, and फिर उस information को वो लोग secondary database में add करेंगे. That is your secondary database. Okay, it will contain information like conserved sequences in the proteins, then functional sequence annotations, etc. Examples are SwissProt and the PIR, that is your protein information resources. Specialized databases are the ones, they're basically the amalgamation of primary databases. Okay, and normally they are used for research purposes. Examples are Flybase, HIV sequence database, ribosomal database project. Okay, Flybase is your database for um, all the genomic data about the fly, Drosophila, ठीक है, melanogaster का जो भी information है about the sequencing of the genes and everything, वो सब तुम्हारा Flybase database में है. Okay, ये हमने कल तक देखा था. And I have added another slide is the classification of databases based on their structure. I mean the nature of the data. ठीक है, अगर स्ट्रक्चर है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम स्टडिंग द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ माई बायोमोलिक्यूल्स लाइक माई डीएनए एंड प्रोटीन, देन आई विल रेफर टू पीडीबी, SCORD एंड CATH. ठीक है, these are databases to refer or to study the structures of proteins. Then based on the sequence nature, the data is all sequence. Just a moment. Okay. 1 second now. Chirag is in the waiting room. Okay. Chirag, are you in? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, that is why it is important to come on time. Okay. I have to come back. Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. Okay. The screen is visible to all now. अब बोलो.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So we were studying about the nature, based on the nature of the data which is generated, or based on that different databases. The first is the structure. So if I need to study the structure of my protein or my DNA, I will refer to PDB, SCORD and CATH. ठीक है, अगर मुझे सीक्वेंस जो भी नेचर जो भी डेटा है उसका सीक्वेंस, इसके डीएनए का सीक्वेंस है, आरएनए का सीक्वेंस है, अमीनो एसिड्स का सीक्वेंस है, so I will refer to, if it's my protein, I need to study the sequence of my protein, then I will refer to SwissProt, PIR, TrEMBL and ProCyte. If I need to study the nucleic acid sequences, I will refer to GenBank, DDBJ, EMBL. Okay, others are ReliBase and ReBase. These are all related to research. अगर मैं किसी research पे काम कर रही हूँ and I need that kind of a data, I will use these specialized databases like ReliBase and ReBase. ठीक है, we will be seeing a few of these databases in a little depth. ठीक है, today. Okay, then we had seen information retrieval system or the IRS. Information retrieval system is nothing but जो भी डेटाबेस में अभी मैंने डेटा सब डाला हुआ है, ठीक है, I've organized it in a very good way and everything, but अब मुझे retrieve करना, I need to access that data. So how is that going to happen? There are systems, ठीक है, or softwares or programs that will help me retrieve all my data from these databases. Those are your information retrieval systems. Okay, so the most popular retrieval systems for biological databases are Entrez and sequence retrieval system or the SRS. ठीक है, they will help access multiple databases for all your results. ठीक है, so Entrez is developed and it is maintained by the NCBI, that is the National Center for Biotechnology Information. Okay, तो NCBI ने Entrez को डेवलप किया है और वही उसे मेंटेन करता है. It allows text-based searches. It means that if I go to NCBI, okay, the homepage of NCBI, and in the search box I type for a protein keratin. So it's a text, right? So I just put the name keratin and it will give me n number of hits. Okay, and I will choose whatever I need for my work. One of the databases accessible from Entrez is a biomedical research database known as PubMed. PubMed को हम via Entrez हम access कर सकते हैं. We can also access OMIM. ठीक है, even GenBank हम access कर सकते हैं via Entrez. ठीक है. Then next is SRS, which is your sequence retrieval systems. It is maintained by the EBI. EBI is your European Bioinformatics Institute. Okay? It allows the user to query multiple databases simultaneously. So if I put a text search, okay, in my search box, it will give me the data which it will integrate from multiple databases. If I put my protein, It will give me the structure from PDB. It might give me the sequences from Swissprot, from ProCite, from Uniprot, etc. ठीक है? It will offer direct access sequence similarity searching and cluster sequence alignment. ये सब हम बाद में tools में देखेंगे. ठीक है? Just for now, know that SRS will allow me to do sequence similarity searching. Means if I'm having two different sequences, I need to see the similarity or similar sequences between them. I will go for the tool of sequence similarity searching. And cluster sequence alignment is another tool for checking the similarities between sequences. ठीक है? Now, to perform complex queries in a database, it often requires the use of Boolean operators. These are nothing but many databases use Boolean operators where you can search for specific information using the terms and, or, and not. Okay? So most of the search engines of public biological databases use this form of Boolean logic. Okay? Okay, they will use this form of Boolean logic. मैंने एक example आगे दिया हुआ है तो वो clear हो जाएगा. Hopefully it is clear. Next is your primary databases जो हम आज पढ़ने वाले हैं basically. Okay, just checking. Okay, so primary databases जैसे हमने we had already seen that primary databases are going to contain all your original information, right? जो भी original data research से generate होता है, I'm going to submit it into my primary databases. So first, all my raw data is submitted to the NCBI. NCBI क्या है? It is my National Center for Biotechnology Information. This NCBI will curate the data. It will check the data. ठीक है, whether it is authentic or not. कहीं से copy paste किया है क्या? For plagiarism. ठीक है? And then it will annotate it and it will send it to the secondary databases. तो जितना भी raw data मेरा generate होता है, I'm just going to submit it to the NCBI. NCBI क्या करेगा? वो जो मेरा primary data है, उसे curate करेगा, either manually or automatically using programs. It will annotate it. जो annotated data रहेगा, it will send it to the secondary databases. The primary nucleic sequence repositories are GenBank of USA, DDBJ of Japan, and EMBL of UK. Okay? So if I need to study or review nucleic sequences, means my nucleic acid sequences. Nucleic acids क्या है? DNA, RNA. उसके अगर मुझे sequences देखने हैं, तो I can refer to GenBank, DDBJ और EMBL. Okay? They are all public databases. If I need to check the protein sequence, I will go to Swissprot or I can go to PIR-PSD. Okay. If I need to study the structure of my protein, I will go to PDB, that is the Protein Data Bank. Okay. So the NCBI is basically a branch of the National Institutes of Health USA and it provides access to biomedical and all genomic information. Okay. So NCBI is like the one where we are going to put in all the data और फिर उस data का आगे क्या करना है वो NCBI decide करेगा. Okay. The GenBank, EMBL and the DDBJ. So GenBank is of US, EMBL is of UK and DDBJ of Japan. They all comprise the International Nucleotide Sequence Database Collaboration, that is your INSDC. Okay, they have all the data is basically cross-referenced and they will make sure that all of their data is exchanged. It is all uniform. Okay, so that whatever information is present in these databases is accessible by all. ठीक है, वो काम INSDC का होता है. So it is just a collaboration kind of a thing wherein all of the data is exchanged on a daily basis. तो जो भी data अगर US के पास generate होता है, it will make sure that that data reaches Japan and UK via the database. ओके, तो GenBank क्या करेगा? उसके पास जो भी डेटा जनरेट होगा वो उनके वो डेटा जापान एंड यूके को भेजेंगे so that they can also see if UK has also done similar research and they also have generated similar kind of a data. UK will tell US that see हमारे पास भी ऐसा कुछ डेटा है. Okay, then what they will do, they will curate it so that the data which they put in the database is uniform. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि यूके का सेम प्रोटीन के लिए अलग सीक्वेंस है और यूएस के लिए अलग सीक्वेंस है, राइट? सो दे विल क्रॉस चेक, आपस में ही क्रॉस चेक और कंफर्म करेंगे एंड देन दे विल अपलोड इट और दे विल पुट इट इनटू द डेटाबेस. Okay, so this is the home page to NCBI. Basically, if you type NCBI in Google search or any search engine, this is how the page to NCBI looks like. Okay, then यहाँ पे ऊपर जो है, यहाँ पर in this search box, if I type the name any क्या बोलते हैं, a nucleotide sequence, ठीक है, it will later on ask me for a specific nucleotide sequence. If I'm searching for a Homo sapien or if I'm searching for a bacterial nucleotide, वो सब option मुझे यहाँ मिलता है, ठीक है, when I hit the search button, ठीक है, just to show you the page to NCBI. Later on, when we will be performing the web lens, we will be going through all of these databases, ठीक है, major जो important databases है, ठीक है. Just for now, know that this is the home page to NCBI, ठीक है. एंड NCBI में ही GenBank है, ऐसे नहीं कि GenBank अलग सा है. Even if you type GenBank, you will come to the NCBI homepage only. ठीक है. Okay. Next, so we are going to see GenBank, all of the other data, primary databases in a little depth. ठीक है. So first is GenBank. It is located in the US. It is the most complete collection of annotated nucleic acid sequence data for almost every organism, including humans, animals, your microbes. ठीक है. The content includes genomic DNA, mRNA, cDNA, etc. Right? mRNA is your messenger RNA, cDNA is your complementary DNA. ठीक है. There is also a GenPept database for protein sequences. GenBank for nucleic acids, GenPept for protein sequences. ठीक है. The majority of which are conceptual translations from DNA sequences, although a small number of amino acid sequences are derived using peptide sequencing techniques. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका कि जो डीएनए के सीक्वेंसेस होते हैं उनका क्या होता है, ट्रांसक्रिप्शन होता है, राइट? हमने देखा था दे विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू एमआरएनए. उस एमआरएनए का बाद में ट्रांसलेशन होकर वो क्या बनता है, प्रोटीन बनेगा ना. तो इट विल गिव अस कंसेप्चुअल ट्रांसलेशंस कि ऐसा हो सकता है तो क्या होगा. ओके, ऑल दीस थिंग्स आर गिवन इन GenPept. There are two ways to search the sequences in GenBank, either using text-based keywords similar to a PubMed search. So PubMed is again another resource, ठीक है, जहाँ पे हम text-based search करेंगे. अगर मैं NCBI के home page पे जाऊंगी and I select GenBank or maybe nucleotide sequences, so I will just put the name of the particular organism that I'm searching for or a particular cell's nucleic acid sequence, ठीक है. Another one is using molecular sequences to search by sequence similarity using BLAST. ये हम जब वेबलम करेंगे तभी समझेगा. Okay, just theoretically just know that we can do the search using text-based keywords and using sequence similarity. Okay, the original data is submitted, that is the sequence. Okay, मैंने यहाँ पे मेरा genomic research किया, I have come up with a nucleic acid sequence. That data is submitted to NCBI, which it will be examined by the experts over there, and an accession number will be assigned to that particular nucleic acid sequence or to my DNA sequence. Okay, then the submissions are later released to public databases where the entries are retrievable by Enthres. मैंने पहले बोला था you can use Enthres even in GenBank. So this is how this is just an overview to GenBank. ठीक है, they are telling us how you can access GenBank over here in these bullets. So you can either do it with Enthres nucleotide. ठीक है, यहाँ पे nucleotide हम select करेंगे and you just have to put the name. Okay, another way is using BLAST, that is using a sequence similarity. Okay, or using an FTP server. वो थोड़ा सा technical हो जाता है, but we can just put a text over here and you will find you hit the search button and you will get whatever hits are needed, n number of hits milling in thousands, and you have to select whichever you want to. Okay, this is about GenBank. So मैंने क्या किया था, I hit मैंने जब when I was searching for GenBank, I selected GenBank and then I went to nucleotide और मैंने ideally यहाँ पर डाला था Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a bacterium which causes tuberculosis. Okay, lungs ka tuberculosis. So I hit the search button and it gave me a lot of hits. Okay, so I selected one of those. Okay, and जैसे filters होते हैं, you know, there are filters. For example, Myntra पे shopping कर रहे हैं, so you get filters का options over there. You know, size, color, and क्या बोलते हैं, the sorting option, high to low, low to high. So similar kind of filters are also available in the databases. Okay, so I put n number of filters and I finally selected this particular sequence. Okay, the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The strain is H37RV, 16S ribosomal RNA complete sequence. So यहाँ पे, if you can see, they have given the accession number to the particular sequence, right? And if I scroll down, it will give me the complete sequence for the particular ribosomal RNA of this particular strain. Okay? This is just the sequence for 16S ribosomal RNA. Complete sequence of Mycobacterium tuberculosis strain H37RV. Okay? This is how the search looks like in GenBank or an NCBI. Now, if I want to run BLAST, I can also run a BLAST, that is a sequence similarity search. कोई sequence है क्या जो मेरे 16S ribosomal RNA के साथ similar है क्या? ठीक है? I can also go to PubMed over here. I can also check the taxonomy. Means उसका if you guys know biology में हमने taxonomy पढ़ा था, especially even chemistry people ने पढ़ा होगा, obviously 11th 12th में taxonomy सभी पढ़ते हैं science में. याद नहीं है तो please revise कर लेना. ठीक है? This was about GenBank. Next is the EMBL. So EMBL is your European Molecular Biology Laboratory, maintained, or it comes under the European Bioinformatics Institute, Kingston, UK. Okay, the retrieval system here for EMBL is SRS. GenBank में Entris था, यहाँ पर SRS है. This is how the EMBL homepage looks like. Okay, there are many tools and data resources. So UniProt is one of them. I can go for Clustal Omega, that is sequence alignment. Okay. Here also I can search by DNA, RNA, gene expression. Then there is option to search for structures also. Okay, EMBL में 1 second. Huh? Okay, so this is how the EMBL homepage looks like. Next is your DDBJ. DDBJ is a DNA data bank of Japan. It is at the National Institute of Genetics in the Shizuoka Prefecture of Japan. Okay? It is a member of the INSDC, right? DDBJ, EMBL, GenBank. These are all have all collaborated with the and have come together as the INSDC. It is the only nucleotide sequence database in Asia. This is the homepage for DDBJ. Okay, we can do different searches and analysis here. If I want to submit a particular sequence, genomic sequence, I can do the submission over here. Okay. The next is a PDB, that is your protein data bank. It stores 3D structural data of large biological molecules, right? So your protein का जो structures, 3D structures होते हैं, वो सारा हमारे PDB में होता है. And it is overseen by an organization called the Worldwide Protein Data Bank, WWPDB. Many other databases use protein structures deposited in the PDB. So PDB is like the primary database, right? मेरा जो भी research होता है, and I have found out the structure for the particular protein using tools like NMR or X-ray crystallography. जो मुझे final structure मिलता है, I will deposit it in my primary database. And there are other databases like your secondary databases and your specialized databases, which are going to use these structures from PDB. Okay. Examples, COP and CAT, they classify protein structures, while PDB-Sum provides a graphic overview of PDB entries using information from other sources. So these are like the specialized databases, okay, which are going to use the data or the structures, protein structures from PDB. This database archives atomic coordinates of macromolecules, both proteins and nucleic acids, determined by X-ray crystallography and NMR. These are टेक्निक्स, एनालिटिकल टेक्निक्स, ठीक है, जिसके बारे में तुम लोग आगे पढ़ोगे. Okay, so using these techniques, the researchers are going to find out the atomic coordinates of the macromolecules, both nucleic acid and proteins. वो atomic coordinates मिलने पर ही they make the predictable structure of the protein and the nucleic acids. ठीक है? It uses a flat file format. PDB uses a flat file format to represent protein name, authors, experimental details, the secondary structure, cofactors, and the atomic coordinates. If you guys remember secondary structure, हमने देखा था beta pleated sheets, है ना, alpha structures वगैरह हमने देखे थे. Okay. So this is how the PDB homepage looks like. ठीक है? If you Google PDB, this is what you will come to. ठीक है? The RCSB PDB. Okay, so they give the month of the molecule of the month. This month January was exposome. Okay, so if I click on it, I will be able to view it in 3D. Okay, it will move. Or if I type, if I put a name of any protein, for example, myosin डाल दिया, keratin डाल दिया, it will give me n number of hits. Okay, some molecules which are some different types of keratin molecules वगैरह का मुझे hit देगा. I can select any and I can view the structure. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे select किया था the crystal structure of wild type heterocomplex coil. That is the 1D domains of the human intermediate filament protein keratin 1 and keratin 10. ठीक है, तो these are the human keratin protein मैंने search किया था. It gives me the structure here, the 3D structure here. So when I click on it, it will enlarge. ठीक है, and I can view it in 3D. I can also see what ligands are present, different structures मैं उसको देख सकती हूँ, like the stick and ball and stick वाला model वगैरह में मैं check कर सकती हूँ. Other information they have given here is the organism, right? Homo sapiens, since it is from human. If it had to be from some other organism, तो उस organism का यहाँ पे botanical नाम होता. ठीक है? What is the classification of the protein? That also is given. What expression system means, in which system it is going to express that particular gene. ठीक है, वो भी दिया हुआ है. Any mutation it undergoes वो भी दिया है. When it was deposited, when it was released. When it is deposited, it is not immediately published, right? It needs to be curated. It may undergo annotation and then it is published. Okay. Then who are the authors who worked on it? Then this is how it looks like under X-ray, or what exactly is the everything, R value and resolution and all. Okay. Okay. Next is your PIR PSD. It is a protein information resource protein sequence database, where it is at the NBRF USA. Okay. NBRF is the National Biomedical Research Foundation USA. Okay. It is a collaborative endeavor between PIR, MIPS and JIPD. PIR is your protein information resource. MIPS is I think Munich Center for Information of Protein Structures or Sequences, since it's a sequence database, right? So Munich Center for Information of Protein Sequences, and JIPID is Japan International Center for Protein Identification Database. ठीक है, ऐसा कुछ तो है वो. ठीक है, सो PIR, MIPS एंड JIPD, ठीक है, इस सब का एक कोलैबोरेशन होकर है PIR PSD. ओके, इट इज कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव, इट इज नॉन रिडंडेंट, यानी कि रेपिटेशंस नहीं है, expertly annotated. So experts from these places, from Munich, Japan, they annotate all the data, and it has object relational DBMS. दोनों है, ठीक है, types, database structures. This is the PIR homepage basically. So I put the name of the protein keratin. If you remember Boolean and, ठीक है, it is optional. Okay, if I need to see something very specific, like I wanted to see the keratin which is present in Homo sapien, so that's where the Boolean operator comes in place. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे and डाला है, इसलिए उसने मुझे keratin from humans दिया है. If I had to put keratin or over here, or another protein which is very similar, उसका मुझे दूसरा result आता, ठीक है? That's where your Boolean operators come in place. So there are n number of hits that I get. So I searched for it and I got n number of hits. There are different types of keratin proteins, okay, from which have been extracted and sequenced from humans. So I selected one of them, and this is what it gave me. The other information, there is a lot more information. This is just a part of it. Okay, if I had to scroll down, there was many more, the sequence and everything, which was given by PIR. Okay. So it is strictly a protein sequence database kind of a thing. So it gives me the taxonomy, right? Homo sapiens, is it a mammal? Then the name of the protein along with its ID. Okay. Then what is the name of the gene? Gene name to chahiye na, because I need to know which gene is responsible, which undergoes transcription, translation, and gives me the particular protein. So gene name is important here. Then what function it does, वो भी दिया हुआ है. If it has a subunit, then bibliography दिया है. What is the DNA sequence जिससे वो बनता है, protein बनता है. Genome, gene name, everything is available. All that kind of information is available in PIR. Okay, for the protein sequences. Next is your SwissProt. It is a curated protein sequence database. Okay. SwissProt, PIR, these are protein sequence database. PDB is your structure database. It is created by SIB and maintained collectively by SIB and EMBL. SIB is your Swiss Institute of Bioinformatics, Switzerland. Okay. And it is maintained by SIB and your EMBL. It provides a very high level of annotation. The data in each entry can be considered as core data and annotation. तो दो होते हैं basically. Whatever data I put into my database, एक तो मेरा core data होता है और एक annotated data रहता है, ठीक है? The core data is basically all the sequences which are entered in common single letter amino acid code, right? Protein का building block is amino acid, बराबर? मुझे अगर protein sequence चाहिए तो basically I'm putting my amino acid polypeptide का code. राइट तो जो भी मैं सीक्वेंस का डेटा डालूंगी वो मेरा अमीनो एसिड का कोड रहेगा along with the taxonomy of the organism. जिस ऑर्गेनिज्म से मैंने वो एक्सट्रैक्ट करके सीक्वेंस किया है कोड, आई नीड टू पुट दैट आल्सो, राइट? मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये प्रोटीन इस ऑर्गेनिज्म से लिया है? जैसे कि केराटिन का एक टाइप है, मैंने किस ऑर्गेनिज्म से लिया है वो भी आई शुड नो, राइट? नॉट ओनली मी, द पीपल हु आल्सो एक्सेस इट, उनको भी पता होना चाहिए कि ये कौन से ऑर्गेनिज्म से लिया है. So I will not just put human. I have to put the correct Homo sapiens species का नाम, ठीक है? Mammal, everything, all the taxonomy will come. All the related references and the bibliography. Related references मतलब before I work on something, I will refer, right? Literature में refer करूँगी. If I am working on a particular project, I will first refer to research papers which are related to my particular project, right? So all those references will come, or that will be my core data. Okay, what will be my annotated data or my annotation? It will contain the information like the description of the function of that particular protein. Keratin है तो उसका function क्या है वो सब मेरे annotation में आएगा. उसका domain structure क्या है? Domain क्या होता है? It is the region of the protein polypeptide chain which is very self-stabilizing, and उसका जो folding होता है to form secondary or tertiary structures, वो अपने आप इट इज इंडिपेंडेंटली डन, वो डोमेन स्ट्रक्चर होता है, ठीक है? What are the post translational modifications that for amino acid will undergo after translation? DNA का सीक्वेंस है, ठीक है? The particular gene will undergo transcription to form mRNA. उस mRNA का ट्रांसलेशन होके एक अमीनो एसिड का पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन बनेगा. ट्रांसलेशन हुआ, उस अमीनो एसिड का पॉलीपेप्टाइड का जो चेन है, इट विल अंडरगो पोस्ट ट्रांसलेशनल मॉडिफिकेशंस लाइक फॉस्फोरिलेशन, एसाइलेशन, फोल्डिंग, और फिर वो प्रोटीन, एंड देन इट विल फॉर्म द प्रोटीन. So what modifications it undergoes वो भी annotated data में आएगा. What are the variants of the proteins? Then what will be the ATP binding sites? What are the structural features? All that will come under your annotation. Okay. So this is what your SwissProt homepage looks like. So SwissProt and your TR-EMBL जो हम आगे पढ़ने वाले हैं, it all comes under UniProt. ठीक है. UniProt is like the database, common database for SwissProt TREMBL. Okay, so even if you type SwissProt in Google search, you will come to the homepage of UniProt only. So UniProt में, if I select SwissProt, it will give me different. It will take me to a different page. If I select TREMBL, it will take me to a different page. So if you can read here, SwissProt में they have mentioned the data here. It is around 563,972 sequences are present in the database, which is manually annotated and reviewed. Which means what? The people or the experts working at SIB and EMBL are going to annotate all the primary data which is present. Okay? And then it will give records with information extracted, literature, curriculum. Okay, ठीक है. तो SwissProt में अलग है and TREMBL में अलग है. उन्होंने यहाँ क्या लिखा है? It is automatically annotated and not reviewed, which means there is a computer program or a software which is going to annotate the primary data. जो भी data है उसको वो annotate करेगा, but it is not yet reviewed by a person or by an expert. ठीक है. Okay, the records that await full manual annotation. So after it is automatically annotated, it still needs to undergo manual annotation and then it will come to SwissProt. Okay. So TREMBL is a translated EMBL. EMBL हमारा क्या था? European Molecular Biology Laboratory था, right? So it also contains your nucleic acid sequences, है ना? तो ट्रांसलेटेड EMBL का मतलब क्या रहेगा? वो जो न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स वहां पे थे, उनके जो उनमें जो कोडिंग सीक्वेंसेस, प्रोटीन कोडिंग सीक्वेंसेस होते हैं, व्हिच वर ट्रांसलेटेड, ठीक है, वो हमारे TREMBL डेटाबेस में ऐड करेंगे. It is created as a computer annotated supplement to SwissProt because SwissProt has protein structure sequences, right? So TREMBL is like a supplement, like a helping hand to SwissProt. ठीक है? But it is going to contain what my translated EMBL, all my data, nucleic acid data, which is present in EMBL, is going to be translated. So DNA में जो coding sequences, see, your DNA segment will have a few coding sequences, few non-coding sequences. जो coding sequences होते हैं, which are going to code for proteins, उसका translation होने के बाद जो sequence generate होता है, वो data TREMBL में जाता है. Okay, it contains all translations of all coding EMBL nucleotide sequence entries that are not yet integrated in SwissProt. ठीक है. SwissProt में भी जो प्रोटीन सीक्वेंसेस होते हैं वो कहाँ से आते हैं? They're going to come from your nucleotide sequences only, right? But TREMBL में कौन से वाले सीक्वेंसेस हैं जो अभी तक SwissProt में ऐड नहीं किए गए हैं? Why? Because they are yet to be manually annotated. Automatic annotation उनका हो गया है, but manual review and annotation is yet to be done. So this is what the UniProt results for SwissProt will basically look like. So if I go back to the previous page and I had to click SwissProt from the left side, this is what these are the results that I would get. So far क्या-क्या sequences add हुए हैं, protein sequences add हुए हैं. ठीक है. If I had to click उसके नीचे to TREMBL, these are the hits that I would get. So these sequences, protein sequences, are yet to be manually annotated. ये सारे manual annotation और review हो चुका है, but TREMBL का manual annotation and review बाकी है. That is the difference between two. So if you can see here in the search box, उन्होंने क्या लिखा है? Reviewed. Yes, means all of these protein sequences here in SwissProt have been reviewed, manually reviewed. But in the case of TREMBL, all these protein sequences are not yet reviewed. Okay, there is a difference between SwissProt and TREMBL. So UniProt is a combination of SwissProt, TREMBL and PIR PSD.